again. Welcome to yet another video. I hinted 3 or 4 videos ago that I was probably going to sell my original E-M1 Mk.1 when I got the later Mark II version. What was the point in having two? Well, I've sort of changed my mind really, because I wouldn't really get a fair return on the outlay if I were to sell the Mark I version. So I decided I'm going to hang on to it, and more importantly I'm going to add to it. Now this is where some of you may think, oh, Alan, you're being a bit hypocritical now, which to a certain extent is very true, because I've invested in a vertical grip. Some people call it a power grip. I think in fact Olympus call it the HLD 7 power battery grip, because as well as providing you with a vertical shutter release button as well as the normal horizontal one, it accepts a second battery. I've got some stills to put up on screen for you. So it accepts a second battery. Now admittedly, longer recording times for video doesn't really affect me with the Mark I version. I won't be using it for doing any videos, but nevertheless, having 2 batteries mounted in this thing means that I can shoot all day. In fact, I've shot 2 different locations over about the past 10 days, and I've not had to recharge the battery even once. And I've taken round about 400 images on those 2 different location shoots. So I'm going to share them with you now. The first one, there's an awful lot of waffling, which is not unusual for me. The first set of images were taken down at Liverpool John Lennon Airport at the viewing area. So I'll let you have a look at that, and then I'll come back to you and introduce the second location. Excitement is building. Hello there. You might be able to tell from the high security fences behind me, I've come somewhere slightly different today. I've actually come down to the viewing area of John Lennon Airport, and the reason for that is that I want to give the 100 to 300 Lumix zoom a different kind of challenge, and today I've coupled it to the E-M1 Mk.1, the original, which I contemplated selling a while ago. I've decided to hang on to it, and I, as well as that, have invested in the HLD 7 battery grip, which cost me the princely sum of £20, which I thought was an absolute giveaway, no-brainer. So for the first time I'm using that combination today, and I'm hoping to get some shots of aircraft as they either land or depart. We shall see. It's a lovely day. Only very high cloud in the sky, so extremely contrasty. Quite how the E-M1 Mk.1 is going to cope with the contrast levels, I don't know. I've got it set to continuous high shooting and continuous autofocus, so we will see. When they say viewing area, it's basically the end of a fairly rubbish bit of tarmac. 0 facilities. So on a bad day, you'd really need to be in your car. Anyhow, let's see how we get on. There we are, that's the outfit for today. Obviously with the addition of the GoPro and the radio mic, but it's the Mark I version of the E-M1, the Panasonic Lumix 100 to 300, and today I'm using my Slingshot low pro bag, which I like for this sort of configuration. It doesn't hold enough to get all my equipment in on for a full day's shoot, but for this kind of outing it's ideal. Well, we just had a Ryanair jet come in. Some of the smaller ones don't come as far up the runway as the viewing area when they're landing. This one did come right to the very end before it turned onto the taxiway back towards the terminal building, so that was okay. Just waiting for another decent sized one to depart. It just had the Airbus Industries jet fly over. So obviously not a scheduled passenger flight. Hopefully got some reasonable images of that. Love this combination. It's fantastic. Am I using the vertical grip in a vertical format? No. Well, the next departure should be flight FR 9920, heading to Bergerac. And it's due to depart in the next minute or so. No idea what plane it's going to be. I'm not exactly well educated in these modern passenger jets. It's a bit like cars, they all look just the same. They're going to be taking off more or less directly into the wind. And from here you can normally hear them before you see them. Not quite sure how much the wind is going to take that noise away from me, but should be taking off any moment soon. Oh dear. Here it comes. It's a pity that the majority of the aircraft, when they're landing, don't come up as far as the end of the runway by the viewing spot. So it's really only those taking off that you can get close images of, even with a lens like the 100 to 300. Anyway, we'll have a look when I get back home. See what's what. Perhaps give you a little bit more of a rundown on the HLD 7 battery grip. So that was John Lennon Airport. Now, really the vertical grip, I didn't use it in the vertical format at all. Everything was shot horizontal. It just fits that subject matter better. Nevertheless, I did find a couple of advantages to it. It does give a nice weighty balance to the camera, and this is where the hypocrisy comes in, because for those of you that know me, you realise that I ditched my full frame Canon outfit a number of years ago because I wanted smaller, lighter equipment to carry around. So what do I go and do? stick on a really great battery grip and extra battery, more weight. However, the biggest saving with Micro Four Thirds is in the size of the lenses, not so much the body sizes. Is this battery grip going to stay on the camera permanently? More or less, I suspect, yes. I find it a really good combination when I've got the 100 to 300 Lumix lens attached. It just balances out so much better. You'll notice that I'm using it with a neck strap, which is unusual for me. When I was using it with the Low Pro slingshot bag, the whole idea behind those slingshot designs is that you can rotate the bag around your body to access the camera while it's sort of on your, in my case, rather ample tummy, to get other bits and pieces out and to change things around. However, when you're doing that, it's better to have the camera around your neck on a neck strap, in my opinion, rather than what I normally have, which is a wrist strap. Now, if I'm going to keep this combination as you see it now, I'm going to move the neck strap lug, because there is a third neck strap lug in the base of the battery grip. So I'm going to be taking it off and remounting it. So it will look and feel a lot better when it's hanging upright like so. Anyway, that was John Lennon Airport. Now, 2 days ago, I went down to Sefton Park in Liverpool, and I'll let my alter ego explain what the heck was going on down there, and I'll finish off after that. Today I've come down to Sefton Park in Liverpool, which is one of our biggest and most popular public parks in the city. And today and tomorrow there is a festival being held called Africa Oye, and I believe it's one of the biggest free festivals of its kind, celebrating African music and culture. So I've come down here today with the E-M1 Mk.1, complete with the vertical grip, the 100 to 300 Panasonic Lumix lens. Try and get some shots using this with the battery grip, and as opposed to the last video I did with this combination when I was photographing the aircraft down at John Lennon Airport, this time the fact that a lot of these shots are going to be portraits of people, candid, I am going to be using it more in the vertical format. So now I'm just going to make my way around into the central area amidst all the stalls, and then back towards the main stage area, see what we can get. So I'll catch you later. thousands of people here with stalls selling everything you can possibly imagine to do with Africa. African art, African sculpture, African jewellery. You name it, you can buy it here. You might even be lucky and find a hot dog stall. How you doing? All right?
All right, mate. It's gonna be on TV.
Fantastic. Not TV, YouTube, yes, but not TV.
What channel?
It's my own channel.
Your own channel.
Yeah.
Football is off. Football is off. Or
No,
no football.
no, I daren't say anything about football. Good to see you though. Looks fantastic. There you have it. So that was the Africa Oye Festival in Sefton Park. I shot about 100 images down there. Everything was JPEG. Didn't shoot any raw images, so whatever you see or have already seen were straight out of camera JPEGs. Would I recommend buying the battery grip, stroke power grip, whatever you want to call it, the HLD 7, and indeed the, I think it's the 9 for the Mark II version, correct me if I'm wrong. Would I recommend buying one? Well, yes, if you're not against carrying the extra weight and bulk around with you. It's something that I will only do for specific locations and specific types of photography. But would I recommend it? Yes, it's so much easier shooting vertical like this when you've got the release here. It's just a dream to use. And you have got your function buttons on the vertical grip exactly the same way that you would have in horizontal format. You've got a locking switch so that you can lock the drive so it doesn't release, and it will also accept a DC in, so you can power it from the mains if you're using it in a studio environment. So I hope you got some useful information out of that. Is it worth your while buying one of these grips? £20 boxed, mint. There's just not a mark on it. One thing I would point out to you, and I'll take it off just to demonstrate, when you've got your camera with the battery grip separated, your contacts are open to the elements. There is a blanking piece which actually stays on the battery grip itself down here. Don't lose that. It's an important accessory to keep an eye on. Lose it at your peril, because I imagine they're going to be practically impossible things to find. Anyway, there we are. Until the next time, I'm going to say enjoy your photography, and I'll see you all really soon. Bye for now.